Hey, what's happening, people? What you need here? You're watching my channel, and we're about to make some food as it's almost lunchtime where I live in the Caribbean. If you like this video, don't forget you can share the video after you like it, and subscribe, and you can donate via Western Union or MoneyGram to my channel. Let's get into it. So the topic is just one of several. You guys always fuel the questions, so you can always ask the questions. I'm going on to the next channel, trust me, guys, and I will also be doing my live feed on live stream on Justice League. I just saw a very intriguing trailer of Justice League. Oh, man, it's crazy, man. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the Snyder Cut. But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna make some food. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm making today. Because I already ate 3 mangoes this morning, that was my breakfast. I'm going to be having lentil peas, and I'm going to have vegetables with it, cucumbers and lettuce. And I'm also might put some okra in there. I don't know. I don't feel for okra. But that's basically it. It's going to be lentil peas. That's my protein. And then I'm going to use just vegetables. So that's it for me. I weigh what 160 right now. So I'm going down to the 150s. Remember, I want to fight at 154. So my body's making the weight because I'm losing all the food that's stuck up in my stomach. Once most of the weight of your body is contained up here. See, I'm gonna show you a little something. Don't get scared now. Don't get scared. All right, but this is me here underneath the shirt. And you know my stomach is flat. Okay, it's flat. Okay, and that's because I don't keep the filth inside my body. Now the majority of your weight is in your stomach. Some guys got distended stomachs, and it's all that wasted food inside that stomach. Okay, and then the other place where you got this craziness going on is you store fat in your arms or in your thighs or up here. Okay, but as you can see, I have very little fat on my body. That's because I move around a lot and I travel a lot and I move around a lot and do a lot of activities as well. All right, my glass of water. This is 1 liter. I'll drink it over the course of time, but that's what's up. All right, so lentils. What do I use with lentils? It's really simple. I use turmeric. Okay, putting it in the pot. My turmeric in the pot. I use sea salt. Now you gotta use a lot more sea salt to get the flavor. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, and I'm gonna do 3 sets of sea salt. Now you can buy onion. You can either buy the actual onion. I only have 1 more left. You can buy the actual onion and use it, which is what I'm going to use. Or you can use onion powder if you're pressed for time. In this case, I'm going to use the actual onion. I'm going to make it right here. And I'm also going to use my trusty clove. A clove of garlic, okay? All right. It's mango season as well. So I'm gonna be doing that. Dumb Boya, what's up, Dumb? Or Boya. I'm trying to tone down my gut, what you need. I'm only 26 years of age, you're saying? I'm only in my 20s. You're young, man. You're a pup. So, how you tone down your gut? Okay, so I'm gonna give you some tips. Anti-inflammatory, decongestion. Okay, you want to eat stuff like this. Now I don't use oil when I'm cooking. Okay, I let the food use its natural oils. All foods have natural oils that are natural foods. So this actually has natural oils in it to cook the food. So I use this. But you gotta have oil in your diet. I also use something else. And if you don't have this, you can use something that's alcohol based. This is Angostura bitters. It's 40% alcohol. The point is you want to use alcohol in your food. Yeah, you want to use alcohol in your food. I know it sounds crazy. If you look here, I don't know if you can see, it says the percentage right there, 44.7% alcohol. And the reason you want to use alcohol in your food is because alcohol is alkaline. I would tell you to use vinegar, but no, it's not for everything, and it does foam up your food. And I would tell you to use Arm & Hammer's baking soda, but that's not good either. It can really mess you up. So you want to use, if you got a bottle of alcohol somewhere in your house and it's 40%, you want to put a few drops of alcohol into your food. Aids digestion, and it actually also helps not just your digestion, but it helps the food be alkaline, and alkaline things are great for the body. All right, so those are some of the things I'm going to be using. I was constantly working, but since this pandemic, hold on a second, I want to see what you're saying. I've been stuck at home. No. Hold on. That's an excuse. Let me explain. I'm in the pandemic too. I've been home, but I usually work from home. That doesn't stop you from exercising. You don't have to go to a gym to exercise. Let me show you the simple exercises you just have to do, especially for your abs. Real simple exercises, okay? I'm not going to move the camera because that's not a good idea. Exercise number 1, you can do it right here in front of me. Squat. Simple exercise. You can do it anytime, at any point in the day, okay? I hope you're not sitting down right now. If you are, stand up on your feet, wherever you are, stand up on your feet right now. And we're going to do, not 100, not 20, not 50, we're going to do 5 squats. 5, okay? But here's the thing. You got to do them proper. So, I am not going to show you how to do the squat, but I'm going to tell you. And then you're going to implement it, okay? 1. To squat means you have to bend your knees to go down. You could damage your knees, especially if you're overweight. You could damage your knees really bad. I don't want you to damage your knees. So you're going to put all your weight on your heels. That's the first thing you're going to do when you're doing this squat. You're going to rock back on your heels and you're going to stick your butt out, okay? And you're going to stick your 2 hands. You can do like this and stick your hands forward like this. So you're coming down like this. Don't do it yet. I got one more thing to tell you. Last thing when you're doing a squat, a deep squat, is you've got to make sure that your legs go backwards like this. What I'm saying is you have to open your legs, which means when you're doing the squat, your knees should go backwards as well, outwards. Like how your butt is going in that direction, your knees should be going back in that direction. Okay? So you're on your heels, but you're also pushing your knees out and back. So you do the squat and you do it deep. You want your butt to get past your knees. And if you could squat all the way down, you'd squat right into a position where you can actually sit in that position. You can squat all the way down to your heels. Your butt could meet your heels. And you could just be sitting there. Okay? And those are deep squats. They don't damage your knees because I don't know how heavy you are right now. But you want to rock as far back. If you start to fall over, that's okay. If you're falling over, that's okay. But I don't want you to put your weight forwards. That's when you'll mash up your knees. That's when you'll hurt your knees. Okay? Now, the deeper the squat is the more effort it takes to come out of it and shoot upwards. I want you to shoot as hard as you can upwards out of the squat. It doesn't matter if you straighten up. It doesn't matter. All right? So I want you to sink down past your knee. I want you to just do a deep squat. So look at me. Look at me. You can't see all of me. I'm going to go all the way back this way so you can see me as far as possible. Okay? Now watch at the squat I do. My butt sticks out behind me. My hands are to counterbalance my butt. I'm rocking all the way back on my heels, and my feet are pegging back outwards this way. And I'm going down. I don't want to rip my pants. All right? Down, down, down. More, 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 more. All the way down till my head is almost not seen, and then I shoot up with the squat. That's a good workout right there for your feet. Your thighs won't be. Your thighs, your feet, your butt, your back, they all get stretched out. Okay? Do 5 of those. But when you're coming up, shoot up. Don't play around. Shoot all the way up. You can sink down as slow as you want, but shoot all the way back up. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the squats next time with some weights on you. You're going to take a book or 2 books, or you're going to take something, hold it in the front of you, and again go all the way down. And you're going to do 5 of those right now. You can do it on your own speed, on your own time. Make sure you're relaxed and do them now. Don't forget to smash that like button, please. All right? Do them now. I'm going to wait on you. In the meantime, so I'm going to put the peas in here. I'm going to chop up these things. And I'm going to talk about Mayweather and what he Les said about I put a lot of peas inside of there. I can make pea soup if I wanted to. Right? If I had pumpkin, I put the pumpkin in there and sweeten everything up. Okay. So I'm going to use my bitters. Very good for you. Not only that, but it also, this particular product, the bitters also helps you to just clear out. So like if you're constipated or something, it just makes you go just diarrhea and stuff like that. Really makes you shoot out. Okay, so I'm chopping this stuff up. While I'm chopping this stuff up, you can so this is the nutritional aspect of health and to build your immune system and to stay healthy. The second thing is exercise. You must have exercise. You must be feeling sluggish. But after you do those 5 little squats you do, just do those 5 squats, and I'm sure your blood's going to be pumping. All right? So the next thing you must do is you must eat on time. If you eat 2 meals a day, make sure you hit the spot exactly when you're supposed to eat them. Your body's going to get used to that. Okay? So it's not just eating the right things. It's also eating on time. Now, sometimes you want to eat a little junk food and stuff because you're young. And you feel for something. So that's all good once you burn it off. But the thing about it is, you should be eating healthy most of the time. So I'm showing you something that's healthy and tastes really good. But the thing about it is, the stuff that you got to get, you must grow your own food. Grow your own food. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. I don't care if you live in an apartment. You can do it in your house. All right, so the next thing we're going to do here is once you finish the squats, tell me you finished the squats. Do them properly now. Once you finish the squats, tell me you finished the squats. Squatting is everything. And if you're into boxing and you box, you got to do squats. You've got to know how to get low. You have to get below punches. And the only way you're going to do that is get squats. You got to do squats. You can't just dip your upper body. You got to drop down, all the way down, sit in it, okay? And then you dip under punches. See how I got really, really low? You got to be able to do that. You got to be able to get below punches. No matter if a guy's throwing uppercuts or whatever, you can slip him and dodge him. But the lower you get in boxing is the more your defense is going to be more effective because what? You're low. You're below the guys. Now, I know you can't keep your head below the waistline and all of that, but listen. It's about getting below punches. Pernell Whitaker, that's what he did. Mayweather, that's what he do. Okay? Sugar Ray Leonard didn't do it so much. Okay? He more dipped, but he didn't bend his legs to the point where, like you see how I bend my legs and my head was out of the frame, right? And then I could dip below that, on top of that. You must be able to get super low. And the only way is with squats. And squats build your legs. And your legs, remember, the bulk of your weight is in your legs. So if you can tone up the muscles in your legs, now you can be very, very mobile. I'll show you the other thing. The other thing you got to work is your abs. Them two things very important. And then how you eat will help you to get rid of all the extra food that keeps on getting stuck in your gut and making your gut get bigger than it's supposed to be. Because my gut is flat, right? I got all kinds of packing tissue in here. I got all kinds of fat in here. And yet my gut is flat. Why? Because the majority of most people who have distended guts is because of food stuck in their gut in different places. And it's not passing out properly. When I pass out chunks of food. Big chunks of food. Long chunks of food. Okay? They come out easy, right? Because my food is passing through my gut properly. So the gut actually gets to collapse in certain areas. It's not bloated. It's not, it's healthy. So I'm going to get to that because you need that for any sport. Any sport you're in, you have to be 100% healthy. The healthier you are, the sharper, the quicker, the everything gets better. Okay, so I'm talking to you guys about being healthy, right? You can't get diabetes if your gut is fine. You can't. You can't get hypertension. You can't get cancer. You can't get these things if your gut is fine. Okay? A healthy gut means a healthy body. It includes your mind. Your mental state is better because your gut is healthy. Okay? I'm giving you guys some gems right now. All right, so let's go into. I'm healthier than I ever was in my life, by the way. I still got little problems with my gut. All right. Are you finished with the squats, bro? You never tell me nothing. You didn't tell me anything. You can't be sitting down just watching this video. No, you can't. No. We can't have that. We about boxing here. And if you're a boxing fan and you're not healthy like you're supposed to be, then you should be taking action to sort that out immediately. Okay, this onion got some stuff on it. All right, so. Okay. All right, cool. Just pull the outer layer off. Or I could just wash it. So, you're talking about Floyd. So, Floyd responded to Adrian Broner, who said that he thought that Floyd was training the opposition, Devin Haney, and, that's an insult to Gervonta Davis, as well as how you could train somebody who's going to be an opponent of your star fighter. That's stupid and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. You're promoting a fighter and yet you're training the opposition. So Floyd responded to that very quickly. He said Devin Haney, as far as he knows, is not going to stay at 140, but for one more fight. He's just helping out black fighters right now. And Gervonta is welcome to come and get training as well because he's training a bunch of fighters right now at his gym. They're not just the prominent Devin Haney, but guys that you guys don't know nothing about. And of course, Rolly Romero's getting his training, so he's going into the gym and getting trained by Floyd. And Rolly Romero's supposed to be a potential opponent of Gervonta Davis, but so what? Then Floyd said Gervonta is going back down to 130. So he and Devin Haney's not going to meet anytime soon right now. And he's welcoming Gervonta Davis to come down and get some training as well. Because he's sharing gyms with the black fighters. He said other fighters I've been training and supporting their own, the Mexicans training and supporting the Mexicans, Puerto Ricans supporting the Puerto Ricans, etc. He said, I'm going to train and support my own. Okay? So, as I said before, Adrian Broner constantly, in my opinion, is out of timing. He's not in the right timing. He's constantly interpreting things wrong. He has erroneously said a lot of things wrong, bad about Floyd Mayweather, called him He bitch, called him a bitch ass nigga and all that kind of stuff. And to me, that's not what Floyd's about. He's actually a principled guy. He's always been a principled guy, in my opinion. He has his ways where I get annoyed by certain things, but to be honest with you, he can see he's a much more mature person than in his younger days. He's always been a humble person, I've heard. So anyway, the point is, Adrian Broner got it wrong. Okay, he got it wrong. He said he was a guy on the outside looking in. He probably should have stayed on the outside looking in. So Floyd, and I guess that's why Gervonta ain't really want nothing to do with Adrian right now. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, my point is, Gervonta Davis is not going to face Devin Haney anytime soon. If they do, it's down the road. By that time, both of them are going to have the experience and knowledge anyway about the boxing game. It's who the best man wins. Now, my point is this. Why not push each other anyway? Why doesn't Gervonta and Devin Haney train together? Yeah, they may have to face each other, fight each other at some point. But Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather, they dealt with each other. They were friends. They even sparred together and all that stuff before they ever fought each other. You know, it's a brotherhood. And if you don't have to go to war with the other guy as a gladiator, why can't you let him, in other sports, in track and field? I remember Usain Bolt and his Japanese, his Jamaican compatriot, I forgot what his name is, Blaine, I think it was Bain or Blaine or whatever his name was, I can't remember. They used to train together, okay? But on race night, it was the best man win. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And I don't see why you can't have a brotherhood and camaraderie. And then when you have to compete against each other, it's totally different. But you compete against each other. Danny Jacobs fought his sparring partner, Derevyanchenko. And so what? I mean, he wished Derevyanchenko well after he beat him. But I'm just saying that you can train together. I mean, not everybody wants to do that because everybody's not gonna have that kind of mindset. But if I can be pushed, especially a guy like Gervonta, who needs to stay ready all the time and especially control his weight, he needs somebody like a Devin Haney who's just totally committed to the sport and just pushing himself to push himself. That would help Gervonta a lot. I think that's just my personal opinion. I do think his coach Calvin should be around as well. Every step of the way. At least Gervonta should be corresponding with his coach all the time. Even if he's in Vegas, he should be talking with Coach Calvin. Then he get back down to Baltimore, do his thing. But he should spend some time up in Vegas with guys like Devin Haney, sparring them and everything, with guys like Raleigh Romero. He should put in the work. I mean, listen, I know he on another level and all of that, but listen, these guys should be trying to push each other to be the best that they can be. And sometimes the best way to do that is to train together and push ourselves. I know that there's a brotherhood and boxing is a kind of singular thing, but I always thought that teamwork in some respects, even in individual sports, will make a person become even better than they were and sharper than they were. Because you're getting the best kinds of sparring. And if the guys are already champions, and you're talking about Devin Haney's a champion, Gervonta Davis, 2-time world champion, why can't they spar each other? Why can't they push each other? Why they can't even trash talk each other? I don't care. I just want to see them push each other. That'll be like the back in the days, the throwback days where, the all-time greats used to fight each other all the time. They would be sparring each other all the time and sharpen each other's skills. So when they do see each other in the ring, it's a really competitive, high stakes, high volume kind of fight. And that's what you want. You want that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you don't want a one-sided battle. We've been in the Mayweather era, and a lot of people didn't really quite like that. So if both guys kind of have that advanced level skill and advanced level ability, and they've been going at each other all the time, it's great. When they meet each other in the ring, it should be something really special. You get something really special because it's now who has the edge on the other person. And Floyd be giving out all the knowledge he can possibly give to each and every one of them, and sometimes specific to their specific needs and their specific style. But I mean, That's what you want. You want the next generation to be better than Floyd Mayweather. You want the next generation to produce the best guys out there in boxing of all time. That's what you want. Don't you want that? I mean, as fight fans, doesn't that what you want? So I didn't understand Adrian Broner's uh, take on things, but I get it. He's into rapping right now. He's not even into boxing no more. So his comments are starting to get really out there. He's been wrong about Floyd like how many times now? He's been wrong about Floyd, and Floyd not been trying to diss Adrian Broner. He could diss Adrian Broner anytime he wants. He's been trying to hold back. The only time he ever really dissed Adrian Broner because Adrian Broner was throwing disses at him. And he answered him back by saying, hey, man, you're a 4 division world champion, but guess what? How many lineal titles you got? How many guys, how many names I really know there that's worth talking about? Okay? And he was just saying that to Adrian Broner to say to the effect that, listen, dude, you got to humble yourself. Okay? Humble yourself so you can listen and take some advice. You big grown guy now. Okay? You got to start humbling yourself. And I think Broner just don't know how to, like, he don't know how to, he's out of timing, sort of, you know what I mean? He don't know how to just kind of reserve judgment and sit back for a minute and look at the situation. Floyd been your mentor for how long? Okay, so some things went south, but was that Floyd's fault? Was that Floyd's fault that things went south? Or was it you? You chose to make a decision and it ended up that. And anyhow you take it in life, we have to take control of our lives, which means if you really want autonomy, you got to take responsibility. Okay? You're the one making the choices. I'm the one making the choices with my life. So if I'm making the choices with my life, then what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm responsible for everything I chose to do. I can't blame nobody for what I'm doing. Right? I chose to make the move. Now, unless it's something where it's egregious, that means, like what happened with George Floyd, for example. George Floyd, what was he supposed to do? Like, what was he supposed to do, right? That's totally different. But the police officer, he can't blame nobody, right? The police officers, they can't blame nobody. They have to take responsibility for what they did to George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Could George Floyd have taken other measures and steps to never be in that situation? I don't know, man. I just really don't know. Because out here in this day and age, we just don't know. The way how racist cops are behaving, and they're racist. Don't tell me they ain't racist, okay? Why they didn't do it to some white person? Why they didn't do it to some Asian person? They did it to a black person, right? That means they don't value black lives. So when they say black lives matter, they don't value black lives. Everybody's life matters, but so do black lives, all right? And that's the point, because y'all, this has been happening forever, okay, where black people being killed, and y'all just sweep it under the rug. It's like nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. We can't be about that. That's all I'm saying. So if the world right now is up in arms about this and people are protesting and some people are burning down Minneapolis, I mean, I would prefer if Minneapolis stayed and they burned down the cops, that did it, but they didn't do that. Okay, they burned down Minneapolis. Okay, fine. If you really want justice, people, you never take it out on innocent people what other people who are guilty do. You make sure the guilty people get punished. That's what you do. So the black Americans in Minneapolis, y'all need to stop burning down your city. It's your city. It's your city. You're doing damage to yourself right now. I understand you're mad, but you got to take out your anger in the right place. Now, if they had grabbed the police officers and killed them, that's also horrendous, but we would understand because they killed an innocent life as far as people are concerned, and they took their lives. Now, that is better, and that's terrible to say because it's the better of the two evils, but that's a better evil than burning down your city, because now innocent store owners who are already been suffering from COVID-19 and small business owners who've been having a hard time and may not be coming, you just fucking them over right now by burning and looting. You're stupidly messing them up. So that's a dumb move, especially in your communities and especially in your cities. Why are you attacking small businesses, medium businesses? They already struggling. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be looting. So stop it. Stop it. Stop it. All right? Just stop it. You got to target the people who are guilty of this. And if the police don't bring them to justice, I understand if you guys lynched them. It's wrong though, but I would understand it. Okay? So don't do it. Don't lynch them either. Press for justice. Press for justice. But stop destroying your own city. It's counterproductive. And a lot of black business owners, y'all are just screwing them over, man. You're screwing over your own people. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. And even if it's white businesses, don't screw them over. They didn't do you anything. Okay? You're just as guilty as the police officers who killed George Floyd, for doing nothing. He did nothing wrong. So why are you going now and doing the same thing on a grand scale? Why you, okay, because the police who's supposed to keep order, they didn't do it. So therefore, hell with everybody. I'm going to do the same thing they did. Yeah, but that tit for tat's just so counterproductive. It's just so hurting your community right now. That's a dumb idea. Two wrongs don't make a right, okay? Both activities were counterproductive. The guys who were supposed to protect didn't do their job. You who are a civilian, who's supposed to be keeping law and order, you're not doing your job. And when you don't do your job, bad things happen, right? When you don't do your job, bad things happen. So if you're a civilian, you should behave like a civilian, right? Keep the law, right? Because if you don't keep the law, guess what happens? You're going to suffer in the end, nobody else. If you destroy businesses and take and loot things, okay, guess what? Now you don't have the supplies anymore. And then people in your community ain't going to have. And you say, well, I'm going to carry them back to my community and we will be fine. Not really. You're going to realize you're going to run short of stuff very soon because a lot of you don't know how to manage your stuff anyway. And as a result of that, what's going to happen? Where are you going to get this? Where are you going to get the providers now? Your local stores and stuff. Where are you going to get it? So don't do it. Just don't do it. Resist the urge to do that. Think before you act. Man took a man's life. A bunch of men took a man's life. And a whole bunch of them came down on one man and killed him, right? And they intended to kill him, right? They deliberately did it. So it's murder. For racist means or whatever. Decided to kill a black person today. Fine. Because they had the power, the abuse of power, excessive force, etc. But at the end of the day, what you got to ask yourself is this. How productive was that? That was counterproductive, right? The police look bad. The people who were supposed to protect and serve, now everybody's skeptical about them, right? Suddenly, fuck the police makes sense. And then all of a sudden, now, nobody want to care about law enforcement. Now, that's what these guys just did effectively. Effectively, they just screwed the whole police force of Minneapolis, of Mississippi. They just screwed the whole police force. They just made the whole police force, in the eyes of the whole wide world, look bad. And on top of that, now that police look like they murderers. They just go out and murder people. And in every country I know of, even mine, they have a reputation for looking like that and being corrupt. So those officers look corrupt. The whole precinct looks corrupt. The whole precinct looks racist. The whole precinct looks like they don't have no judgment. They don't care, okay, about people. Because all lives don't matter to them. Only certain lives, right? So when we were saying Black Lives Matter, y'all were saying, oh, it's not just black lives, it's all lives. Okay, fine then. All lives matter, including black lives that matter. Now what? Now what? Now what? Okay then. So I'm tired of destruction. Where is the construction and everything, people? Let's get it. So going back to what I was saying. Floyd is doing something constructive right now. He's not only training black fighters, by the way. He's training other kinds of fighters, but nonetheless, he's helping out his people. And I'm saying that's a beautiful thing. Now, how many of you out here are going to help out disenfranchised communities, hands-on? How many are you going to do that? How many are going to wake up and say, hey, man, we can't let this happen again with George Floyd? And the police officers need to be held accountable because Black lives matter, just like every life matters, right? So therefore, we should take measures and steps. What are we going to do about it? Positive, please. Excuse me for a second. Let me go get some stuff for this. Stuff inside of here. I got some more other stuff for that. Now, the next exercise you need to do Dom, you didn't tell me you finished the exercise, but it keeps saying Javante is going to end up like Broner. I disagree with that. I hope not. I hope he doesn't end up like Broner. He kind of distanced himself from Broner anyway. Javante needs to show himself, as well as all of us out here, he's serious. You got the best ever inviting you to be taught by him. You turn that down to go by Coach Calvin. Why? Right? Why? Where's your drive? Like, where's your drive? Then you have the audacity to say he won't fight Floyd and he won't fight Devon for being ops. You had the opportunity. You turned it down. Where is your drive? Where is your drive? Every time I see him, he's comfortable. Okay? He still got weight. He still got size. He always looking bigger than his size that he's supposed to be. He got double chin underneath, all kinds of stuff. We know he ain't training hard. When you training hard, you don't have no double chin. You don't have no gut. Okay? You don't have that. When you discipline and you watching your weight and stuff, you don't have that stuff. Devon's too big for his weight class. He been too big for about a year and something now. He been regulating his weight to the pound. We know he's hungry. We know he's dedicated. Javante don't show that. He never shows it. He's always comfortable. Right? Move to Atlanta. Of all places you want to move to Atlanta, that's comfort zone. That's not fight capital of the world. You're not we're boxing all the time and we're girlfriend and his daughter. Putting on poundage. Every time I see Adrian Broner, he eating something. Every time we see him. Right? What am I saying? Is this what you want to be? Are you about it, or are you about just being comfortable now? You arrived. You're still training hardish. You train for fights. You still have to cut weight for fights. Is this what he wants? Or is he really serious? He had his daughter and everything. Okay, cool. You're growing up, whatever. But now, is it back to boxing? Are you serious about boxing? I don't get that hunger, that drive, that desire. Okay, you had a set of opponents that you faced that were substandard, the best of them in years as Yorkers Gamboa. Okay? And you was tired in that fight and you couldn't even make weight for that fight. Okay? Is this what we expect? Are you ever going to step up in competition? We're hearing about Leo Santa Cruz. If he is gassed like he was in the Gamboa fight, Santa Cruz is going to win that fight. Santa Cruz stay in shape. Santa Cruz has been staying in shape for years. Okay? Because Santa Cruz is a much bigger guy than featherweight. He's much bigger than super featherweight. He's been keeping himself in shape to be able to make that. Canadian New Yorker, what's up, my dude? Okay? A shout out to you. So, I say all of this just to say, if he's serious about this sport, and he's hungry, I don't see the hunger in him. He seems to be well fed now. He's good. But if he's hungry for fighting, he be wanting a meaningful fight. He be wanting that stuff. Just here to learn about boxing, proceed. Well, the last thing I want to do, so that why I look so small and in shape all the time, is abs. Again, I don't do a lot of abs. I do just 5 reps. But every single day. And the abs I do involve me suspended. So I'm suspended and I pull my legs up as I'm suspended in space to my waist. And I do it 5 times. Sometimes I do variations of it. Sometimes I do every day though. That's the key. Every day. Now I used to do abs when I was younger a lot. But I do it just 5 times. You pull your abs up to your waist. Okay? I'm sorry, you pull your legs up to your waist. Extended outward is the best way. Okay? And you tighten your abs as you're pulling them up. And you again control it, bringing it back down. If you want to, you can keep it suspended for a while and hold the abs out there as long as you can and then bring it back down. Okay? Those are the 2 most important things. And stretches. Okay? I do a couple of stretches for my body. And that's it. An easy stretch. This is a very easy stretch. All the way back so you can see me. Alright? I just bend. I slide myself over like this and I go all the way down and I'm pulling my head into my feet. Head touch my knees. Hold it for about 20 or 30 seconds. And you slowly come back up. You can also stretch out your back by bringing your hands down to the ground, laying them flat on the ground, and slide back all the way up, okay? And that stretches out your back, okay? Another stretch you can do, again, on the thing that maybe you're suspended by, if you can touch the ground, you can just stretch out your back this way, like this. Stretch out your back. Just pull it. You're pulling backwards. Stretch out your back. Okay? And there's push-ups, basic push-ups. I just do 10. I don't know a whole bunch of push-ups. And sometimes I do them some days, sometimes I don't. That's for my arms. But I do a lot of resistance training. So I may push my hands up in the air, bring them out, bring them in, out. It's resistance training. Okay? Do you use pre-workout thermogenics? Nope. I don't use none of that stuff. I don't use none of that stuff. All that fancy stuff I don't do. I only go natural. So the only things I use, which are good supplementation, I use selenium. I may use an immune booster as well, like this. And this has nothing to do with how fit you are. Golden Seal, a supreme immune booster. I boost myself up, my immunity. Everything else has to do with how I eat, how I sleep, how I rest, how I move. I'm very active. You know, I don't use all those things. I stay outdoors as much as possible, breathe a lot of fresh air. You know, drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. You know, that you drink a lot of water in between, you don't feel as hungry. You don't have to eat as much. But the things I eat also are not fattening. So I eat things like chips. I eat things like, if you can get your hands on some chia and flaxseed chips, those things are really cool. It's corn flour, but then you got the chia and the flaxseed in there. And flaxseed and chia, of course, are very good for fighting cancers and a lot of things. It got a lot of phytonutrients in them. I use a lot of plant-based foods, so I don't really use meat. On occasion, I'll eat some meat, but I really don't eat meat. So I eat plant-based foods. Here I have some pumpkin seeds. I can just crunch on those sometimes. Almonds, I crunch on that. I really don't like the peanuts, but I use peanuts with raisins. No salt, please. I use these in my drinks. These here are moringa seeds, moringa pods. Really good. I got moringa trees in the back. Plus, there are moringa trees all over the place. So, yeah. So I use those things. I got a big old pack of chia seeds. You can't use all that stuff. But. No, moringa. Let me spell it out for you. I wonder if I could type in the chat. I should be able to type in the chat. Where would I type? I've never tried that. How do I type? Amazingly, I don't know how to type in the chat. I think this thing doesn't. Moringa. 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 You know what? I may have peppermint. I also use green tea. I use green tea. I use a lot of teas. I use a lot of hot stuff. Put some saffron in there, also known as AKA turmeric. I put turmeric in almost everything. Yeah, so that's what I use. I also use, I don't know if you guys know about this, castor oil. I don't eat it. I don't drink it, but I put it on my skin. I rub it on my stomach. It helps with circulation and stuff. You can put it on your foot too. I mean, it's castor oil. It's really good. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about Mayweather, man, and Adrian Broner and Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis is heading down the road of Adrian. Castor oil great for the hair? No, it's not great for the hair. Cocoa butter. Sea moss. You can get some sea moss, boil it and stuff, and yeah. Sea moss, or also known as what do you call it? Sea moss, right? Yeah, I think it's sea moss. Sea moss, yeah. It's great for drinks too. You can drink it. Those things are great. Aloe vera. But you gotta get the little cube things, not the skin. Don't have the skin. I had a bad experience with it. Yeah, so Hmm. 48 minutes in. If you guys got something extra to talk about. So in boxing, if you go check my channel, go into the community section, you'll see my breakdowns of different things. And I wanted to share different things with you guys. Canadian New Yorker says, I want to share my opinion on the Mayweather thing. Sure, you can go ahead, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to let you fuel the discussion. Shoot. I love May, but these fighters have to stop supporting each other and start supporting each other and stop talking shit. Right? Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%, man. It's like, who's the female of the week? Seriously. They're talking like Mayweather's females. Yeah, I mean, well, you gotta understand though. Gervonta grew up in the street, sort of like, he has street mentality. Okay, so does Adrian Broner. So these guys feel it's a disrespect thing for a guy that's suddenly out of clear blue sky, be training somebody who is, your prospective opposition. So I could see in some ways how they would feel. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying that if the thing that is, who was giving Gervonta Davis that advice? Gervonta Davis is a young guy. He did not grow up with a father. He didn't have a stable home. He was on his own. It was an orphan, kind of like, his mother was alive. She was using drugs. I mean, Floyd came from the same sort of background, except he had his parents, right? But it wasn't really. So my point is that when Floyd is looking out for a fighter, he's not exclusive to that fighter. What I mean by that is, he had offered to train Gervonta Davis a while back, right? Gervonta Davis, he took the training for one fight, and then after that, he went back to his trainer, okay, Calvin. Floyd asked him to come to Vegas. He was encouraging him very strongly to come to Vegas so he could continue his career there, which is what most fighters do. He upped to stay in Baltimore, and then he moved to Atlanta with his girlfriend and his daughter. So he's chilling out in Atlanta, living good, living the life, and then he go train in Baltimore. And when he's living in Atlanta, okay, from what we see from Andre Rozier, who's called him Fat Boy, he would end up in just tremendously out of shape. So he had to just do a fat camp and lazy, okay? And he had to get back into shape. You got to get back to running and training. He got a big old friggin' gut. And he out of shape. So Atlanta life too good for him. He not focused on boxing no more. That's why they didn't see him in boxing for a while. People were saying it was a rift between him and Floyd, but he wasn't in boxing for a while. He was just sitting down, chilling out with his daughter or whatever. Now, what happens to boxers, and all boxers throughout history kind of do this, is they get lackadaisical at a certain point because of the early success that they had. Gervonta feels like he reached. Okay? Floyd also got lackadaisical in his career at the time of Paul Spadafora sparring. It wasn't a dominant performance by Paul Spadafora, but he gave him the work because Floyd at the end of it was lying down on his back, tired, okay, exhausted. And it taught Floyd a lesson. You got to stay ready all the time. You got to be in shape all the time. Not to get ready for a training camp, to have a pre-training camp before a training camp. No, you should be ready all year round. You should be in shape all year round. Means you should be around fighting weight all year round. Okay, you should be able to professionally make weight all the time. And that's the problem with Gervonta. And Gervonta, you say he's behaving effeminate. I understand what you mean. But he never had a father growing up. He never had a father figure. And when you got somebody who's a mentor like Adrian Broner, he gives good advice, don't get me wrong. Broner gives good advice at times. Other times he just don't know what the hell he's talking about. He has a total misunderstanding. He and Mayweather had some misunderstandings that Mayweather thought he clarified with Adrian Broner, but apparently not. Because Adrian Broner is talking about being out of boxing, and they got to offer him $10 million for his next fight, and just saw all kinds of outlandish nonsense, okay? And it's because Adrian Broner doesn't quite know, he doesn't quite understand the game. As much as he studied Floyd and he borrowed a lot of things off of Floyd, he lost certain things that he didn't understand, like the work ethic. So he got the fame because he used the formula for the fame, like Conor McGregor did, like Tyson Fury's doing now. But you got to put the work in as well. And Tyson Fury's a guy also who used to come out of shape. And you see Tyson Fury now, he's starting to understand that you got to be in shape all year round. You got to be active all year round. So he's doing that now. He's talking about, he's like a gym rat. He's constantly trying to find ways to exercise, okay? And I'm not going to lie to you. It's great to be healthy and in shape. It's great. So what's happening is Gervonta is now finding that out for himself. And then he realized that Adrian Broner was telling him things, or maybe not Adrian Broner, whoever was telling him things that was wrong about Floyd. And the post he put up was premature, but that's like inexperience, okay? Floyd did a lot of stupid things, inexperienced things himself, okay? So Floyd would understand, and even after Floyd explained himself, he still has the invite out there for Gervonta Davis to come to Vegas and train with him, okay? And I think that just shows his maturity. He understands, okay, Gervonta ain't understand what he doing. He just young. I'm going to chalk that up to inexperience and youth, okay? He's not going to down Gervonta Davis or anything like that. He's showing, look, man, Devin Haney getting it, Raleigh Romero getting it. Some of these guys, nobody know about them. They getting it in with me because I said everybody can get it right now. I'm going to help everybody. And I think he's doing this mainly because, again, of the losses in his life. And this is one way to cope with it. And it's a great way. Give back. And he's giving back. So if y'all thought he would, and he always has given back to fighters. He's always, you know how many fighters have gone to his house, stayed by him and stuff? He's always giving back to fighters, right? That's just a code that boxers throughout time have had. Sugar Ray Leonard did it. All of them do it. Pernell Whitaker, all of them do it, okay? They treat the fighters as well. They pay them well and all of that. It's a code. It's a brotherhood. So you got to understand, him giving back by being a trainer, I think is one of the best things he could ever do. And at that timing, he decided, man, I'm not going to just isolate it to certain people. Man, I'm going to give it to everybody. And so that's what he's doing. And boxers are coming from everywhere and taking advantage of that situation. Guys we don't even know about. I never heard about them, right? And so my point is that I don't think that Gervonta is particularly effeminate or anything like that. In fact, in his opinion, he thinks Floyd effeminate, right? At first. Now he probably has a different opinion of things. But it's because he hasn't seen the whole world. I mean, he's seen Baltimore. You know, he's seen D.C. He hasn't really traveled the entire world. He may travel some places with Floyd, but he's never really traveled the entire world. So his scope and in his experience, he's very inexperienced. He's very young. Gervonta is like what? He's what, 24 maybe? He's young. So when you're young, you make stupid mistakes because you're inexperienced, especially if you're not listening to your mentors. You're going to make stupid mistakes, and it's okay. There's different ways to learn. There's different ways. You want to walk your own path. You want to walk your own road. We understand. So go ahead and do your thing. It's called a mentor. It's not called a man who's a school teacher, schoolmaster saying you have to do it this way, right? So we can't be mad at him particularly. He's just inexperienced. So I'm not mad at Gervonta. I just hope that he takes to heart the things that Floyd had been saying to him all along, and I can see that he's doing so because I see him training more. And I hope that he also, you know, would kind of try to adjust his habits so that he could be cleaner. He could eat cleaner, behave cleaner. Even Adrian Broner is trying to set a proper example for his fighters. And he has some excellent fighters under him, you know. And he needs to set that example for his fighters, you know. And it takes some maturity. So y'all don't be mad at Adrian Broner either, even though he's saying some stupid ass shit right now. Give him time. He gonna get himself sorted out. One thing about Adrian Broner, I got to give him mad props for, he faced the best he could possibly face. He faced the Sean Porters of the world when nobody wanted to face Sean Porter. He faced the Marcos Maidana when Marcos Maidana was a wrecking ball. You saw him wrecking the heavyweight division, okay? He had guts, go out there and face Manny Pacquiao. Okay, this man faced Manny Pacquiao. All right. Now, I understand him demanding $10 million because of the cachet of guys he faced. The problem with that was that he got beat. You got beat by these dudes, though. So why you demanding so much cash? Yeah, you was an opponent, but you got beat. You didn't beat none of them. You know what I mean? That's the thing that, you know, Mikey Garcia, 4-divisional world champion, pound for pound fighter. He faced him. You got to give Broner the credit, man. He got the fights he wanted to get, at least. You know, didn't do so great like we expected, but he hang in there with him. He didn't get stopped. He didn't get dropped, right? So his defense was on point some. So I'm just saying that I'm not mad at Adrian Broner. He's a 4-divisional world champion, okay? You don't just do that by chance. But the dedication to the sport, you got to keep working. You got to keep working. You might be going on a rap tour, but you better keep working. Keep yourself in shape. Keep working. Keep working. Even if you're taking a hiatus, keep working. That's what Floyd do when it breaks. Adrian can do it. He's, you know, the maturity's not quite there yet, but the man has his own promotional company. He has fighters under him. Now, he may not be the most mature in the public space, but I know this man has gems and he's smart enough. But you gotta discipline yourself. Look at Floyd. Floyd, back in the day, yeah, he wasn't that disciplined. Okay, he did a lot of stupid things. Okay, and got himself in trouble. Forget all the fights he used to have in clubs and shit. And just murk guys and knock them out and shit. Y'all don't know about that, do you? Yeah, Floyd used to do that in LA and stuff. He was a terror, okay? There are certain people you couldn't mess with, like Mr. Prince. You couldn't mess with him. Mr. Prince, he don't play. He bring in real guys, and he shake you down. Like he shake you down. You know what I'm saying? There'd be blood. Let's just put it that way. All right. Yeah. You could be a boxer how much you want. You gonna stop a guy with tools. Let's just put it that way. Jay Prince don't play. Um, don't play with him. Don't play with his money. Just don't play with him. He's a straight up and down guy. Jay Prince is straight shooter. Okay? He a decent guy. He follow a moral code. If you got money for Jay Prince and you trying to front and behave like an idiot, he will hurt you. You will still be able to box at the end of the day, but parts of your body are going to be, let's say, deficient for a while. Okay? He will hurt you, and bad. So don't mess with Jay Prince, because you're still his product, you know what I mean? If he's managing you. And Jay Prince is a very principled guy. Just don't mess with him. Straight up. Don't mess with him, don't mess with his money. All will be well. And he's not gonna go on a ride with nobody. If you need extra time, you let him know immediately. Don't be rolling up in there telling him you need extra time then. No, he coming to collect. Straight up and down guy. That's how you move. Jay Prince has got a reputation for being a straight shooter. He's not a bad guy. He's not gonna do you wrong. But if you're doing him wrong, he's gonna hurt you. He's gonna put a hurting on you. A bad one. And don't say nothing bad about him either. His reputation is everything. So you say something bad about him, he's gonna respond first of all, and then he's gonna come find you. And you're gonna have to make a good account of yourself. Otherwise, he's gonna hurt you. Jay Prince don't play. Okay? But everybody knows that. Andrew Ward, that's why he can deal so well with Jay Prince, because they have an understanding, you know. Al Heyman had to save Floyd from Jay Prince because he had money for Jay Prince and he couldn't deliver. And Jay Prince was like, okay, tomorrow, same time. Better have our money, boy. Better have our money. Al came to the rescue. Al Heyman. That's right. That's how Floyd learned how to manage money properly. Al Heyman. So you see, it's a learning process. So I'm not mad at Adrian Broner. I'm not mad at Gervonta Davis per se. I understand that they're millionaires. You and I are not. What will you do if you have $1 million? Some of you will blow it. You'll forget about taxes. They're millionaires. They started off, they had nothing. All of a sudden, they're making millions of dollars. They don't invest their money, some of them blow it. I'm back asking for more. Easy to blow $1 million. Easy. Because there's all these taxes and stuff and people who you may be owing that'll come collect their money. See? It's easy to blow $1 million and you haven't even spent a cent on yourself. When you're in a different tax bracket, it's different. People don't understand that stuff. So anyway, it sounds like a soap opera, but it's not. It's a straightforward situation. Broner feels that Floyd tried to show him up so that Floyd was better than him. Floyd's not like that. Floyd's always tried to give Broner good advice. Guys like Berto come whispering in Broner's ears, whispering in his ears wrong things, man. Alright, so that's that with that. A father makes a big deal. Yes, sir. Thanks. That was very good insight. Feel bad for Floyd, though. A lot of people take advantage of him. What's your take on Sean Porter comment? Oh, nothing. I would see Sean Porter like preferring Pacquiao's career over Floyd's any day. Sean Porter's an action-packed fighter. He takes risks just like Pacquiao. I can see Sean Porter preferring Pacquiao career over Floyd's, even though Pacquiao got knocked out 3 times. Like I said in another video before, if you've seen my video, Pacquiao is greater than Floyd Mayweather. Okay? Floyd Mayweather is better than Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather lives up to his name, TBE. He is the sweet science of boxing. He embodies that. Okay? He's a very smart fighter. Okay? There's probably nobody in history of boxing that would beat Floyd Mayweather if they were to fight. So he's the best. That's what that means. And facts support that, and his entire career supports that. Okay? And he had a solid career. A lot of people like to say he picked and chose fights, and that's not true. Okay. But Pacquiao lows. I just put string beans, also known as Bodhi, inside the pot to cook also along with the food. Forgot to tell you guys that. I'm just going to use vegetables with the peas, all right, and the Bodhi. All right, back to what I'm saying. So Floyd, I might have some pumpkin seeds. I'm hungry. Yeah, Floyd better than Pacquiao. But Pacquiao had the highs, the lows. He got knocked out cold in a manner he wasn't supposed to come back from that, and he did. Pacquiao wasn't supposed to beat Keith Thurman, in my opinion. He beat him. I thought he wasn't going to beat Timothy Bradley the second time. He beat Timothy Bradley. I mean, the average casual fan didn't think he could beat Oscar De La Hoya. He beat him. Didn't think he could beat Cotto. He's one or two people in boxing to beat Cotto by stopping him. Margarita, who cheated, and him. And yes, he faced Cotto at a catchweight, which Cotto agreed to. And yes, it wasn't the best Cotto in terms of strength. Cotto would have definitely gone the distance with Pacquiao. Had they not put the catchweight in there. Would he have won? I don't know. Maybe. Pacquiao's style was a good one. But Cotto was known for his toughness and his strength. Okay? And he was not himself in that fight. But watch the Zab Judah fight, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Zab Judah's a bad boy. But Cotto walked into it. You can do that with Pacquiao. And are you saying Pacquiao hits harder than Zab? We don't know, but I don't think so. They both hit hard. He's able to do with Zab, right? So I think Cotto could not have been 145 for a good minute. And he's a big welterweight. But he's a huge junior middleweight. And well, It was a reasonably sized super middleweight, welterweight. And basically it's a super welterweight. Cotto, a guy that went up to middleweight and stopped Sergio Martinez. I Sergio Martinez's legs were bad. But it wasn't the best Sergio Martinez at all. By a long shot, but he was still able to bang around with him, you know? Because what? Yeah, big boy. Cotto's a big boy. He's not a big middleweight, but he could go all the way up to middleweight. Well, it's very hard because he can't even make the weight. Couldn't even make junior middleweight, right? So, I have the limit. So, you know, Pacquiao did them kind of crazy things. So the average population, without knowing the details, they don't know about the catch weights and all of that stuff. They're just impressed by what they see. So the average fan is impressed by Pacquiao. Came up 8 divisions, just blowing through people and stuff. And then he gets knocked out by Marquez in a knockout that would knock out anybody out of boxing, period. Comes back becoming world champion. And Miss Timothy Bradley goes on to drop opponents. He's just dropping guys, right? And come and face Mayweather. He looked good. Against Mayweather, that style just don't do. You see, Pacquiao, a lot of things Pacquiao do, Mayweather do better. So, you know, once you got a healthy Mayweather that's anywhere near high performance, you beat Pacquiao every time. Every time. That's what it is. It didn't matter if they fought in 2010. It didn't matter. He got too much for Pacquiao. He beat him. Styles make fights. So, Pacquiao's drama, his life, the ups, the downs, being stopped early in his career because he couldn't make weight. And then moving on with all this Nate El Hassan, who dropped him at super bantamweight. Fight with Leo the Duaba. There was supposed to be Leo the Duaba's come out party. And Pacquiao stunned the whole world. Nobody in the Western world knew about Pacquiao. You know, Jim Lampley learned about the name Pacquiao, he called him. Just the way how he came up on the scene. Floyd Mayweather's a big fan of Pacquiao, for those of you who don't know. Floyd loves Pacquiao. If you guys don't know. Floyd picked Pacquiao to beat Thurman. Everybody loved Pacquiao. That's what makes him greater than Floyd. Not to say that everybody don't love Floyd, but people online, they talk bad about Floyd all the time, and they hate on Floyd. Some of the Filipinos who, if they met Floyd, they want to get autographs immediately. They bad talk Floyd, and they even hit my channel, man. They blocked some videos of me breaking down Floyd beating Pacquiao. I didn't say anything derogatory. They just didn't want the truth out there, I guess. But, what can I say? Pacquiao is the greatest boxer of this generation. It's not so much his opponents, it's his story. His story encompasses more of boxing than Floyd's does. He's experienced the highs, the lows, media rejection, media acceptance, people quitting on him, people jumping back on the bandwagon. A lot of people said, Pacquiao's done, he needs to retire after the Marquez fight. After he was beaten by Floyd, they said he needs to retire. This man takes a loss and bounces back. So I understand why Sean Porter can relate to that. He takes losses and he bounces back too. Pacquiao reminds me of the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world, Muhammad Ali's of the world, Oscar De La Hoya's of the world. He reminds me of those kinds of guys. All right, Canadian New Yorker, take care, brother. You got to go. You know, that's what makes him so great. He don't even have to win to be great. He done so much for the sport, you know. If he loses the next fight, nobody gonna complain. He's 41 years old. But nobody knows what to expect with Pacquiao. You can't count him out or nothing. Then he's gonna be president of the Philippines and just all that stuff. You know, a lot of stuff. Even more than boxing, and boxing fits into his equation and all that. It's just incredible. So, I understand why Sean Porter would feel that way. Me, if you ask me what career I would want if I was a boxer, Mayweather's career. You know? Mayweather mastered the science of boxing. The science of the business of boxing. The science of how to fight in the ring. The science of how to portray yourself to make the most amount of money. You know, a lot of things came by luck and situations that happened. But ultimately, in the end, he's training fighters now. Not only is he promoting, but you can see he always loved to help in the sport, carry it along. He's been the face of boxing for, God knows, a lot of years. Okay? Been a world champion for God knows how many years. It's not just undefeated. It's not the zero that matters with Floyd. It's the wins. Who he beat. Look at the quality of opponents he faced and when he faced them. But for that, you have to be a real hardcore boxing fan. You got to be a real boxing fan. You got to understand boxing to realize how good this man is. And why I said he beat every fighter up to his time. I don't know for after his time if he would be able to beat those guys, but up to his time, he the most advanced of them all. I can show you how he shifts his body weight to his rear leg to stand his ground when a guy's throwing a lot of jabs, because he has so many tools to disarm the jab. The thing with Mayweather was, and I'm telling you this, it's a secret, but it's what it is. Mayweather, Canelo, Pacquiao to some degree, Colonel Whitaker. These guys know, Canelo, these guys know how to disarm a jab. They know how to take away a jab from a fighter. They know how to make the jab inefficient, ineffective. Even if you jabbing all night long, I'm gonna make you jab more than you jabbing. They have ways of eliciting the jab from you. It's called baiting you. And they have various ways of baiting you. They can bait and switch. They can bait and counter. They can bait and then they can roll. They're all little tricks. And they got that down pat. So, Marcus Maidana, you can go look at my, I'm going to break it down a little bit. Marcus Maidana versus Mayweather. Maidana had a great jab. Great jab. He double jabbed Floyd. He was coming in with a double jab, as you're supposed to. What did Floyd do? He stood his ground. Floyd didn't change. Floyd was leaning in. He stood his ground, shifted his weight to the back. He shifted his body weight to the back. And then like Ali, he started riding that punch. He started slipping off an angle. He slipped off an angle. He slipped 1, 2. Maidana's coming in on him. Once Maidana's in range, wow! He threw that right to the spleen. And he came not just with the right to the spleen, because he's off center, so Marcus Maidana can't hit him with the jab. And he throws a right to the spleen with a left hook coming over the top to clock him to the head. That's the combination. I tell you, Mayweather throws combinations that are different. It's not just wop, 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 wop to one spot or to the opposite spot. Marcus McDonough, to his credit, as he got the slingshot, he jumped back. And he pushed his hand out to put the jab, and that blocked the hook that was coming. He was going to get a right hand, left hook. Okay? Mayweather was looking to stop it. Okay? And that fight, Mayweather wasn't playing. Both fights, actually. A lot of people felt Mayweather just boxing on the outside. You're bouncing and boxing on the outside. No. We'll watch it again. Early on in the fight, he was doing that. Later on in the fight, he was not doing that. 6, 7, 8 round. Nope. Wasn't doing it. Then in the 12th round, he boxed. He was moving around the ring a lot. Okay? He's trying to get him out of it. So boxing wise, I keep on explaining that to people. It's not just the money he accrued in boxing. And everybody talk about Mayweather as the best businessman and the smartest in the ring. Listen. That man could do it all. Okay? And so it wasn't just that. He was the best in the ring. Nobody wanted to give him. But he was the best in the ring. Wasn't the most exciting. Not to say that his fights are not exciting. But haters of Mayweather who want to see him lose say his fights are boring. They know it's exciting. Okay? So that's what's up. But it's not as exciting as a Rock'em Sock'em Robot Fest. Of course not. It's not. Acting back for the casual fan, Pacquiao fight always superseded Mayweather fight, generally speaking. We got all the vegetables. That's cool. Nice. Okay, so our food's almost cooked. It's an hour 23 minutes in. Let me see what you guys got to say. Let me wrap this up. Tax is good. Okay. Pac versus May. I did a breakdown, but you go check it out. Canadian New Yorker. Dom said, what you need, you ever consider opening up your own gym and teaching boxing? Nah, I can't teach boxing if I haven't done it. I'm not one of those guys who just want to train people. I'm not one of those guys who just want to train people just like that. I got to experience it for myself. When I do, then I don't have a problem training people in boxing. Dom says, I agree. Floyd was always better than Pacquiao. Both are legends. Absolutely. Canadian New Yorker says, take care, brother. Gotta go. Yes, sir. All right, people. So that's basically it. You guys, your questions. I talked about this Broner thing with Floyd and Gervonta Davis. I'm going to catch you guys later, man. I got to go eat some food. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to share, comments right here, or comment in the comment section below. Don't forget, my channel is that's a monetized channel, even though I can't get money from YouTube. Otherwise, your views, I would have gotten monetized for it. But do share my videos and let people know that they can donate to my channel, because I know there are investors who would love to donate into something like this. So let them know, spread the word, and what you need. You know what it is. We try to give you the truth all the time. We don't try to sugarcoat it. I don't care about popular opinion and all of that. We tell you what it is. I want to talk about some of the other young boxers coming up. I'll do that in another video, but I'm going to break down, again, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Floyd Mayweather. We got a little series going on in the community section. You guys can check that out as well. You can also check me out on YouTube. I'm Anson Phillip on YouTube, and I leave comments in boxing circles every now and then. And also post in boxing knowledge is one of them. I think groups on Facebook. I don't know the groups on Twitter, but if there were groups on Twitter, I'll definitely go into that too. Instagram, I'm not so much into Instagram, but you guys can check me out, man. Deuces, the food's almost cooked, so I'm gonna have me something to eat right now. I'll catch you guys later, okay?